All right, are you guys ready to get the show started? Hell yeah, I am not Cody, who usually starts the show, but please help me welcome your host of Playlisted Podcast, Austin Burke. Woo! All right. How we doing? How y'all feeling? Let's go. Welcome to the Green Light Bar. My name is Austin Burke. My co-host Cody is in Greece right now, so I apologize for. I'm probably gonna have some. Look, I can't even hold the iPad up. I'm already fucking up. How we feeling? We feeling good tonight? All right. We got a very special guest. I'm excited about. Want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors before we get started. Quick shout out to Truist Bank. Truist Bank has been in Nashville since 1987. They began working with country music professionals in Nashville, Tennessee on Music Row and gradually expanded into all genres. Today, Truist Wealth has more than 30 years of hands-on experience serving and understanding the banking and wealth management and planning needs of songwriters and musicians. If you're a songwriter, artist, in the music business, Truist Bank understands how our money works, and they will help you out. So big shout out to Truist Bank. Also, big shout out to Pantalones Tequila. Oh, yeah. So Pantalones Tequila is one of our sponsors tonight. We have $6 Pantalones. It's Matthew McConaughey's tequila, and it's good stuff. I'm drinking it up here on stage tonight, but very, very good. I usually break out in hives when I drink tequila, but it's some very smooth, very good tequila. So get your Pantalones at the bar. Miss Kylie will help you out. Also tonight, Kimes Ranch is a sponsor. Every artist that gets up on stage and sings and performs will get a one-of-one Kimes Ranch and Playlisted collab hat. Very excited about this. They're from my hometown of Scottsdale, Arizona, and they're just an awesome brand, supporting country music, supporting artists here in Nashville, and they're excited to be a part of the Playlisted Podcast. Who's ready for our special guest? You guys ready? Man, we're lucky to have him. He's one of the most respected musicians in Nashville. He's four-time ACM Keyboard Player of the Year. He's played on records for Morgan Wallen, Post Malone, Hardy, Old Dominion. He just told me he's producing Old Dominion's record right now. John Party, so many more. If you've listened to country radio over the last decade, you've heard his work. Please welcome to the stage, Dave Cohen. Welcome, welcome. How we doing?
Man, good to be here.
Oh, man. Welcome, dude. I'm so pumped to have you, dude.
Dude, thank you for having me.
This is going to be awesome. These artists have no idea what they're in for. To kind of have somebody that's touched all aspects of the business, from recording in the studio to producing the records to being on the road. You've seen so much of what it takes to have a hit song, and I don't think many people understand what that means more than you. So why don't you talk a little bit about yourself and just introduce yourself to the people here at the Greenlight Bar.
Hello. My name is Dave. I moved to Nashville 20 years ago. I spent a bunch of years on the road touring, and then it was time to get off the road, so I called myself a session player, and I did that for a bunch of years. And then it was time to do something else, and so I worked on being a producer and songwriter, and now I kind of spin a bunch of plates and a lot of things to a lot of people.
I love it, man. Well, you're one of the most respected people in Nashville, and you know, I was lucky enough to have you play on some of my first records back in 2017. And, you know, as a young artist, I think it's really important to have, when you go in the studio, to feel confident with the people that are going to take your songs and then bring them to life, right? Now, and we're going to get into these conversations, but there's, AI, and there's all these things that are kind of stealing that magic. But I think what it comes down to is to have somebody like you to like trust and be like, hey, this part is going to be brought to life the best of its ability. Is super important. How did you kind of get into the session world? And then we're going to talk about so many different aspects of your career, but I want to talk about the session world to start, because I don't think people understand what that means. What does it mean to be a session musician?
In Nashville, Tennessee, lots of records are made, and typically an artist will hire a producer to help them see the vision through. I like to think of the producer, if you're talking about like building a house, if like the song is a house and the producer is the general contractor and a session player is like a tradesperson. So the keyboard player is tile guy and the bass player does electrical and
Bass is flooring.
bass
Keys is electric.
Yeah, drums is like foundation, like they're pouring concrete for sure. And then you get the walls, maybe that's bass.
Yeah.
And then, and like I'm kind of paint sometimes, and I like wall decoration.
That's crazy, dude.
The keyboard roll.
No, that's nuts, man. Well, I'm excited to have you. We're going to talk about all these things, but I'm going to explain to you the show. I'm also going to explain to everybody that might be here for the first time what is going on. This show's called Playlisted. Back in 2017, I was a busboy at a restaurant, and I got 2 songs put on Hot Country within 2 weeks, and my life changed forever. So I want to create that opportunity for artists the same way that it was brought to myself. So just by getting on the stage, we have 3 different playlists. One is called the roster. Just by getting on stage, you make the roster automatically. If you really crush it, we think you did a good job, we're going to put you on something called rotation, and you're going to hear this sound. Oh, yeah. So that's rotation. And
that's a sound you want to hear.
That's the sound you want to hear. But this is the sound you really want to hear. And you, by the way, have the opportunity to do this. You're like Simon Cowell, Paula Abdul, Lionel Richie, Katy Perry. I don't know. I'm trying to think of another judge that might be on a show. Carrie Underwood. You can be any of...
can I be Carrie Underwood?
Choose your character. You can be any of those people. But if you really, really crush it, which it barely ever happens on the show, but if you really crush it on the show, you're going to hear this sound. It's called the A-List. That is the A-List. And if you make the A-List, we had somebody post just the other day that they had 3,000 streams in a week because of this playlist. So it's really helping artists out. We're very excited about it. But man, really the point of the show is to give you guys the wisdom of some of the most influential people in Nashville, the people behind the scenes doing the stuff that you don't even know is happening. You've been in the room with every artist, seen behind the scenes, seen what it takes. So I'm excited to kind of pick your brain. With that said, I'm talking too much. Let's get the first artist up here. We have 4 artists on the bill tonight, but I do want to say we have the bucket as well. And if you are in the room tonight and you want to put your name in the bucket, please put your name in the bucket. We would love to draw names tonight from the bucket, and we will be doing that later on in the show. But here is the first person from the hat. Here we go. Come on.
Jer Gregg.
All right, here we go. Jer Gregg, come on up here.
All right.
So as Jer gets up here, we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to interview you, get to know you a little bit better. But, man, just so these artists can kind of understand what you're looking for in a song, what are you listening for in the first 10 seconds of a song? When you are in the studio and you hear a song the first 10 seconds, what makes you think, oh, this could be something special, or man, it's missing something?
I mean, that's a very complicated question, but I'm looking for a musical hook, some like we're trying to set the scene here. So I'm looking for ambiance or just to know what world this song is in. Are we in the bar? Are we in the club? Are we on the farm? Are we like what is this song? You know, how does it feel?
Setting.
Yeah.
Okay. With people trying to do social media music, you know, they're looking for that 5-second hook. They're not looking to paint a picture, create a masterpiece or an art piece. What advice would you have for this generation? Like you were saying, a good song's a good song. Yeah. It'll work on social media if it's a good song.
Yeah.
But I feel like people are just trying to make music to work on social media. They're not trying to make good songs anymore.
Absolutely. I definitely think that, like, I'll say this probably more than once tonight, but a rope only goes one way, and you can't push a rope. And when you try to make a song that is going to, you know, if you're trying to force a song into something it's not, or you're trying to force a feeling that doesn't want to be there, that's going to be tough, and you're going to be rolling the rock up the hill. But if you feel something in the room and you feel a vibe in the room, that absolutely is something worth chasing. And there's a time and a place for everything, and it takes all kinds. And so being open to the different types of songs that can come up in a room is cool. If you show up to a room and the goal and the only goal is to write a hit song, sometimes what the word hit song means a bunch of things to a bunch of different people, and it's kind of like the spirit of the day is I don't want to say tainted, but you know, best song, you know, let it come out.
I love that. Let it come through you rather than from you.
Yeah.
Love that.
Let the inspiration flow through.
Love that. All right. Is it Jer?
Jer, short for Jeremiah.
Jer. All right.
Yeah.
Jer, you're singing Low Life for us.
Yeah, it's a new one. I don't know when it's going to come out. Maybe July, August, something like that.
Awesome. Well, you're the first one, so everybody give it up for Jer Gregg singing his song Low Life.
Just woke up, I'm still drunk, it's been a long night. What's her name, where's she from, who knows, it's alright. I guess I went and did some things I thought I'd never do. That's why I woke up with this grudge instead of you. Cause I'm a low-life, long-neck, drinking son of a gun. I put a bullet in the sky just to shoot out the sun. Party all night while I'm out on the run. Yeah, I'm a low-life, long-neck, drinking son of a... Walked on my tab, ducked in a cab, wound up at the green light. I made a friend, her name was Jim, I'm going hard all night. Stop, drop, and roll, that's rock and roll, just need a fist fight. Shit talking man, come catch these hands, cause I'm a low-life, long-neck, drinking son of a gun. I put a bullet in the sky just to shoot out the sun. Party all night while I'm out on the run. Yeah, I'm a low-life, long-neck, drinking son of a gun. Yeah, Call the sheriff, call the cops, tell them all I just won't stop, but fuck the law. I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm a low-life, long-neck, drinking son of a gun. I put a bullet in the sky to shoot out the sun. Party all night while I'm out on the run. Yeah, I'm a low-life, long-neck, drinking son of a low-life, long-neck, drinking son of a gun. I put a bullet in the sky just to shoot out the sun. Party all night while I'm out on the run. Yeah, I'm a low-life, long-neck, drinking son of a gun. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
the first time I played that acoustic, so that was neat.
Dude,
that was
that's
interesting.
fun, man. I
Yeah,
love that. No,
It sounded like it wanted a band.
I want a fucking band right now. I want to play in a band.
hell yeah. So you were like, am I allowed to say that I know him?
I don't just know Jer Gregg. This is a huge coincidence.
This is crazy.
Totally not planned. Roommates
For 3 years.
for 3 years.
3 years, I think, something like that.
I mean, a formidable part of.
We had
both of
a
our
baby
lives.
grand piano
In
in our
the
kitchen.
It was like a small 2-bedroom apartment.
Where did you
thing.
live in town?
It was the Preserve.
Yeah,
of
Preserve
Brentwood.
off of Edmondson Pike.
Yeah, Nippers Corner area.
Wow.
That's
And,
wild.
Yeah, we met on Craigslist.
Yeah, seriously. I put an ad out for a keys player because that's how you found people back then. You found them on Craigslist.
I found
They're-
all my good gigs
Yeah.
on Craigslist.
Me too.
And,
That's when I moved here.
Yeah, and Dave, hit me back, and I he had a website. He was ready to go. Dave was like, because he's from Canada, so like they have to prove their worth. I mean, I remember one time you told me when you were getting citizenship and doing all this stuff, like you had your O1. And you're like, if I ever want to fucking feel good about myself, I can open up this folder and look at all my accolades, Like he had to work, when he got here, and he hasn't stopped working. This guy is just a monster,
That's
So,
crazy.
this was nuts. We saw each other outside.
really small world. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, definitely not planned.
No,
just
not
on
at
the
all.
show by
No.
accident. But
Yeah.
that's
No, I asked you when I got here. I was like, is this planned? Because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
well, I think that's a beautiful part about Nashville too.
Super cool.
I
Man,
mean, that is some small town shit.
tell us about the song.
Yeah. So I play mostly what I like to call hillbilly rock and roll. It's somewhere in this realm of rock and roll. Now you got grunge country that's out now. Like the Coetzels and Fox and Veed and what is it, Dexter and the Moonrocks, and there's a lot of kind of bands that are coming back. It's kind of a little bit more grunge than that. And when I moved here, I was a little too rock and roll for country, and I got told that a lot. And then now, it's almost a little too country for rock and roll. So I've just kind of stayed in there. And one day I was just, screwing around with this riff, and I was just like, I think I muted myself, but I was just like, I was like, man, that sounds kind of cool. It kind of reminded me of some shit in the 90s or early 2000s that we grew up on. And the first thing that I said, I was like, just woke up. I'm still drunk. It's been a long night, because Dave knows I had a lot of those. He had a lot of those nights.
Absolutely.
But no, I wrote that part of it, and then I had the chorus. The chorus was done, and I got together with some buddies to work on some songs, and we finished it up, and put this, little song together about being a piece of shit and having fun.
I love it, man. What's
I'm glad to see you haven't changed.
What's the most trouble? What's the most trouble you've gotten in?
I don't know. I luckily, knock on wood, I have never been arrested.
Okay.
I've never been arrested. Do you believe that?
I mean, of the two of us, if I would have guessed which one would have been arrested, I would have presumed it was you, but
Yeah,
it's actually me.
You got arrested?
I have been arrested.
For what?
It was weed related. I might have. I got pulled over for illegal tint. This is many years ago, like 2010, 2011. Okay. Anyways, we've come a long way. A little bit of community service. I prayed that they didn't make me pick up trash on Music Row or in Berry Hill, so I wouldn't be seen by my coworkers and everybody. Ironically enough, I went and picked up garbage on Neely's Bend Road in Madison, where I later, 15 years later, moved, and I live there now. So I see the house.
You cleaned up the neighborhood.
The house that I picked up trash and mowed lawns. Anyways, we've all come a long way.
It's a precursor.
So,
for you.
Jer Gregg, your voice has been something that has evolved over the years, and so not having heard you sing in a long time, and now hearing you sing, I think it's badass.
Oh, thank you, man.
How
Appreciate
you
it.
have. So Jer Gregg, when we lived together, was high singing,
I had this weird Chris Cornell, rock
Like,
and roll thing that was
it
just
was
it was
so
pretty
unique.
unstoppable.
It was so unique and so cool, and I learned lessons because you were at, this is many years ago, you were a much better singer than you were a songwriter in that moment.
Totally, 100%.
And I learned the difference between a great delivery and a great song, because there was a lot of times where I'm like, fuck, you sing that so convincingly, but then I think about the lyrics and words, and I'm like, I don't connect to it. So as far as so what happened?
With the voice and all that, you want me to tell the story?
What happened to you? Tell the story, because it's really pertinent.
I've been in Nashville, like Dave. I'm rounding year 19 in November, and it was in 2014. I was turning 30 that year, and I'd been touring and playing a lot, and it was the first time I think I was a full-time musician for about a year and a half, and I was doing a bunch of road gigs, and I was doing all the tin roofs and all that shit. I played downtown. I played 4 or 5 nights a week, and I just never took a day off. And I did everything wrong that you shouldn't do for your voice. When I went through Vanderbilt, and I ended up having major vocal reconstructive surgery, and they said, don't sing when you're sick, don't sing when you're drunk, and don't sing when you're tired. And I fucking did all three every week. I was just like, well, I won't cancel a show, so I'll just keep powering through. And so I had a polyp, and they had to remove that, and it was pretty gnarly. And so I've been on the journey of recovery of my voice. And so that kind of leads me to now. I put all of that shit aside, and I started working on songs. And then I started working on what could I be better at. I turned into a tour manager and a side player and everything else that I could figure out, because my mom said to me, she was like, well, are you ready to come home now? And I was like, fuck no. That was when I woke up, and I was like, I got to figure something else out. So I did everything else to stay, and get back to putting music out, That's a fresh thing. That was when I turned 40. I was like, I need to put music back out. I took a long time off. So
What's next for you, man?
I don't know. I just want to be, I really just want to write songs. Somebody asked me the other day, are you trying to be an artist? You trying to do these things? I was like, everything is art. There's tons of songwriters out here. And, the way that they write their song, when you guys sit in a room, you're like, that songwriter, they're an artist themselves. They have a part that they paint for that song, even if there's 4 or 5 of you in there. For me, I just want people to hear the songs, and I knew that these songs were sitting on shelves and they were never getting heard, so I figured, well, fuck it, I'll put them out. Yeah. And so I think last year I put out 6 songs.
Good for you.
Yeah. So,
no, I would say this, man. This is my only advice to you, is I don't think you're trying to do anything. I think you're doing it. Yeah. I think you should be proud of that. And I think you've been through.
Good about it.
I think you've been through a crazy journey. You're going through your second 10-year town, right?
Yeah.
But it's just a number, and I think it's all bullshit. I think that you're in a good place, and allow the music to again come through you and just be that vessel. And I think you're allowing that to happen. So I'm excited for you, man. I love that song. Is it? You said it's not out yet?
It's not out yet. It's not out yet. Probably July or August, something like that.
Cool. So, I thought it was badass, man. As soon as it comes out, I'm gonna put it on rotation.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. I thought it was a good song, man. I really do. I think it's very cool.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
I love your vocals. I love everything about it. And, man, I'm excited to hear what's next. So, Jer Gregg, everybody, give it up for him.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me, Austin.
Thanks for coming on, brother. Appreciate you.
So good to see you, bro.
That's awesome. Man, bringing you guys back together.
No, you are the uniter of people. This is like
the band's back together.
No, this is the boy. We were the toxic twins of the day.
That's crazy.
The preserves.
That's crazy. Let's get the next name out of here. Here we go.
Hannah Murphy.
Hannah Murphy. All right. So, man, what we're gonna transition here as we go through the stages of your career, but what does the future look like for studio musicians?
Hopefully, the future is very bright.
I love that.
I believe that will hinge on a couple of things happening. Conversations about AI and how people are paid and how algorithms are taught and what they're taught on. And I also believe that Nashville will be a safe haven for musicians making art. Like the infrastructure for human beings playing instruments being recorded, I think more than any other city in probably the world right now, the infrastructure is here and it's being fostered and it's being used,
nurtured.
And I think that bodes well for session players.
I love that.
I also think that eventually record master points will need to be distributed to songwriters and session players and engineers alike. The dam will have to break at some point, and some version of that will have to.
Can you explain that a little bit more to people that might not understand what you were just talking about? Because I'm like, I kind of get it, but there's points. So when somebody says like a point, that's like 1%. So there's points that are given on a song to, and we're getting really nerdy right now, but this is awesome. I love it. There's points that are given to a producer, to session players get no points?
No, session players don't get points.
Okay, so just producers.
Producers, yes.
Okay.
Just producers and artists.
Okay, so at some point you're talking about maybe we can give points to the session players. We can give more points to the songwriters of the master, right?
Yeah. So So when you have a point, you own a percentage of that song, of the master recording. And so wherever that song goes and whatever life that song has, you are tied to that recording. And when session players currently are hired to do a thing like that, you play for the day. You get paid for the day, and you play. And it's a work for hire situation, which on one hand is really great for session players because you get paid and you get paid well, and it's a good job, and it's it's cushy. It's 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and you get lunch breaks, and there's all sorts of wonderful things that happen.
I bring in Chick-fil-A.
And cartage brings your gear in, and there's all sorts of great things. But for me, looking back at a career of session playing, and you look at the crazy numbers that on like Muso.ai and some of those algorithms, like ideally, if I was a royalty participant in the bunch of music that I have worked on, we could all be having this conversation on my yacht, and I would invite you all.
How many?
But I don't have a yacht.
How many billions of streams has your music accumulated?
Last I checked, it was 63 or 64 billion.
64 billion. You've been a part of streams.
Grateful.
Of course, but that's insane.
It's a big number, right? Yeah, it's pretty good.
It doesn't even make sense, dude. I mean, no, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So a billion streams would be a diamond record? No. Hold on. I'm going to do some quick math. So 63 billion. What the fuck is that even number? Hold on. 63 billion divided by 150, which is that's how you make I don't know.
I'm terrible at this.
No, I got you. It's 420 million, which would be 42 times diamond would be your music.
Cool. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you.
I think that math is right.
No, and all of that's awesome. And so when you are working, if you're a songwriter or a producer, over your career, you are building copyrights and you are building points, and you own, and they call it a catalog, when you aggregate all of these things that you're working on at the end of a career, at the end of a 5-year career, a 10-year career, 20, 30, 40, you have a chunk of things that you actually own, and you can sell them or sell parts of it or choose to do what you will with it. When you're a session player, when you're an engineer, when you are on that side of the glass, so to speak, you don't have that at the end of the day. And there are back-end funds and there's stuff like that, but they're always very careful not to call it a royalty, because that would mean you own some of it. It's a payment from a fund, and we're grateful for the funds that happen, the AFM SAG-AFTRA fund, and there's a couple of them. And it's fundamentally flawed, because if out of a total of 100% of a record, on any given record deal, typically an artist gets 18 to 20 points of their own record. So the record company owns 80% of the final thing. They make the artist pay the producer's 4 points. It comes out of the artist's 18 to 20%. And managers that protect artist rights don't want the artist giving their little piece of the thing, and everybody sort of holds their clutches, and record labels that they're streaming and they own the shit. Like, songwriters are starving and record labels are making money. That is what's going on. And so if there's not a mechanism for the other people that work on these records to own their share of it, and not have it come out of the artist's side and the labels take some of it, that's the type of thing that the industry will probably have to figure out. I know there's a lot of artists that do their absolute best when they sign record deals to go, I want to make sure that songwriters on my album will get points. Like, I will give some of my points to the songwriters or to the musicians.
But they have to be massive to do that. Like, they have to be, you know what I mean?
Well, they have to be massive, or
they have to have pull.
Well, I mean, it's like, it's got to start at the very beginning. It's kind of like, it's never going to happen if you're massive. It has to be like, well, I don't have a lot going on, so I'll give 5% of nothing to these people, and
No, this is a conversation I've been excited to have, and I'm telling you right now, especially if you're an artist, like, these are all conversations that when you get paid, I promise you it's gonna fucking click in 2 seconds, because when you see that money come in and you see, oh my God, I signed a record deal, and what you just said, 80% goes to their label, and I get 20%. Now, all of a sudden, what you just said, I give 4% of that to the producer. Now I'm getting 16% of the record, okay? Now they're telling you to give, of your 16%, now you got to pay your manager, your business manager, your agent, like all these people you have to pay, your band, like all this stuff comes out of it. Meanwhile, the label's making 80%. No strings attached. So this is the conversation we're having. And I think it's important for you guys to understand, because I'm hoping that you sign a record deal and can change the conversation one day and put that foot down and say, no, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to make sure that this comes out of your pocket and not mine. And that's what we're talking about. So,
or when you do sign a record deal or choose to sign a record deal, it's like, you don't, like, my advice is you don't have to sign a record deal, because when you factor in what you're paying to the record label for the services they're giving you, if you can find the record labels are a bank and they're going to lend you money and they're going to want it back and everything's recoupable. And if you crunch the numbers and if you can get the ball rolling somehow other than borrowing money from a record label, then
I'm going to ask you a yes or no question. If you were given a record deal today, would you sign a record deal, yes or no?
for like my artist career.
Yeah.
I mean, like yes, but no. That's
Fuck you.
So this is like like my brain just exploded.
Yeah.
Like me now, or like me as my like.
I'm talking about for a young artist out there that's trying to sign a record deal. They get offered, a Universal comes to them and says, "I want to give you $1 million. Here's $200,000 up front."
I would.
Towards your project. Would you say yes?
No.
Okay.
I would implore you to at least look into the alternatives and look into what you're getting out of, like the cost-benefit analysis of what you're getting into may not actually be what you think it is. There is a romanticization of having a record deal, and I believe truly that some people, some artists, have to learn that lesson themselves. And there's nothing that I can say. I know a whole bunch of people that I've had literally this conversation with. They're going, I'm here. I came to Nashville to get a record deal. I'm going to get a record deal. And I'm kind of going, you don't actually need a record deal. You're actually doing great. You got a thing. You're growing. Like, let's just keep building it. Let's whatever. And they're like, can you get me in at Big Loud? And I'm like they're great, but like
said yes, I can.
You do, but like that's not the it you think it is. Big Loud's great, but for that person and for a whole bunch of people.
I get what you're saying.
And those people have to sometimes learn the lessons themselves
the hard way.
They have to touch the stove.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Dude, you're awesome. This is the conversation I wanted tonight. I love it. All right. Who we got here? Hannah Murphy, you ready? Thank you for hanging out up here. I know that was a long conversation, but we appreciate
you're fine.
it.
I only sat awkwardly like that because I'm short. And
No,
to
you're
hop
good.
Off
How
the
tall are
stool,
you?
I'm like 5'2".
5'2"?
But I'm also really klutzy, so it's a liability.
You're only
for sure.
2 inches away from being a midget.
Is it 4'10"?
I don't know. I wouldn't know. Hannah Murphy singing her song, Things You Carry. Give it up. Come on.
We're like strings that pop from pressure. Cups fly from the table, cut the cable while I swing. How could I ever measure? I'll always want more than what's stable. Rock the cradle, let me sleep. What would you do with those roots planted in pain, knowing that you grew, but you had to wait for rain? Is it the fool who flies away in vain? But you can't outrun the things you carry. Gotta learn to let go of the things I carry. Old songs I love to sing them, but they lost their shine like burnout embers. Envy, such a fickle thing. We all run from the worst parts of us bursting at the seams. What would you do with those roots planted in pain, knowing that you the fool who flies away in vain. But you can't outrun the things you carry. Gotta learn to let go of the things you carry. Chasing freedoms when you are weary, held down by a past that makes me feel like you can't hear me. I don't know about you, but I have a problem oversharing. Don't get confused. I just had to find my bearing. I didn't choose this life that feels so heavy. Oh, I gotta let go of the things I carry. Gotta learn to let go of the things I carry. And there ain't a soul without something to bury. Gotta learn to let go of the things I carry. Gotta learn to let go of the things I carry. Gotta learn to let go of the things I carry.
Thank you.
Yeah, wow.
Thank you so much.
Hannah Murphy. All right, where are you from?
Well, I grew up in Albany, Georgia, which is southwest, but I drove up from Atlanta today just for
Oh
you
my
guys.
gosh,
Hey.
thank you so
And
much.
you guys, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Thank
tell
you.
us a little bit about that song.
So that was actually the first single I ever released. I released it last April, but I wrote it maybe like 4 years ago. Essentially, I have a brain that will just spit these like really vivid fears out at me to like make a bad situation worse.
Oh, I
And
feel
so
that.
those lyrics are very specific things that I'll like, think about while I'm driving, and I'm just like, oh, that's terrible. I hate that.
Can you walk us through some of those things specifically?
Yes.
Because I heard as I was listening to the song, it like started to make sense more and more what you're talking about. But walk us through a little bit of that song and specifically what it meant to you.
So cups flying from the table, cables snapping. Like I grew up, just really afraid to like do things. But okay, so when you hear cups flying from the table, you might think like, oh man, she must have grown up in a really tough home. I did, but not because people threw things from the table. I actually have this really strange fear about being at a table full of glasses and food, like knocking everything over like a spaz. I've done it. It sucks. Don't like it. Will cry. But, talking about like old songs, I love to sing them. I think that's something that all songwriters go through, where you realize that cover gigs are kind of what are going to pay your bills, and you love them and they inspire the music you write, but it's nothing compared to making a career out of singing your own music, because you connect with that even better. And yeah, it's about letting those fears go so that you can kind of overcome them, I guess. Very positive spin to my brutal anxiety.
For sure. So did you write that song by yourself?
I did write that song by myself.
Awesome. I love that. My only thing that I have to say about it is when you went to that last chorus and you said, I can't help. You made it about you.
Yep.
The entire beginning of the song was, you can't outrun the things you carry. You can't do this. You can't do that. It was very generalized. But when you said, I can't outrun the things I carry, I felt that.
Yeah.
I felt the weight of that. And so my only criticism of the entire song is I wish that you did that throughout the song,
Yeah.
because I think it holds so much more weight when you make it personalized. And when you just said what you said, it made so much sense.
Yeah.
And it was very personal to you. And so that's my only criticism. I think it's a very personal song, and I think you need to make it, I can't hold the things, I cannot run the things I carry. That's beautiful.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you. I had originally signed up with that song. I thought about changing it, but then I realized that you were a keys player. My session keys player, Wesley Flowers, he's outstanding.
I know him.
You know Wesley?
Yes.
We just cut my 16-song record last week. I love him. He's the best. I wouldn't want to share the stage with anybody else with keys. I mean, you'd probably do all right, but we'll get there. But the first, he's a part of the first group of musicians I ever worked with. It was something I put off for a long time. Working with musicians is difficult sometimes. And when I played that song, getting ready for our first band show, he was like, "That's your single." We hadn't even started talking about recording together, and so it was great to have him be a part of the EP that I put out. And I knew, I was like, "This is the single. Let's do it. Let's kick it in high gear." So collaborated with my, would you say the painter? My decorator. Right. Yeah. Yeah, we made that with my decorator. So really grateful for him.
Awesome. What did you think?
I thought it was great. I think your voice is awesome, and I think the way that you play guitar is unique and awesome. And I actually had a very similar thought. The way that the last chorus hit me, it made a little ambiguous. I thought about like the you, like was that song to like you, the person you're singing it to, or is it like just in general you can't?
I do talk to myself a lot, so maybe it was
Sure.
you get it together, you.
Yeah. No, you rhymed carry and carry on the on the hook, but then on that last chorus you didn't do that, and I liked it better. I almost think if you go back and whatever, the song's out, don't change it. But I'm saying like when you perform it live, use that last chorus as your chorus. I think that's your chorus. It again, it holds so much more weight, and it feels like you're really wanting to say what, instead of trying to say what you're trying to say, you say what you are trying to say. 100%. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. I think, and again, I tell people every single time they're on, like, wherever you're from, like, this is the beautiful part about Nashville is, like, we're co-writing right now.
Yeah.
Like, I should probably change the name of the show to co-write. Like, you come up here and we co-write and we figure out, like, what makes this song special, and that last chorus was special. What, tell me something about you that not a lot of people know.
Oh gosh. See, when you're a songwriter, you're kind of an open book, so I have to really go through like the Rolodex.
You look like someone that's been arrested or almost been arrested.
I have not been arrested.
Have you been in a bad relationship?
Does a bear shit in the woods? I mean, not that bad. Not really.
Are you in a relationship now?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
What's the worst relationship you've been in?
Ooh, that's... You know, I refer to him as the village idiot now when I sing songs that I've written about him. You know, he just slept on an air mattress in his parents' basement.
What does he do for work?
I don't even know anymore. That was a long time ago.
Okay.
Different universes. Yeah, I mean, my relationships tend to teach me more about myself. Anyways.
That's good. Do you do music full time?
I do.
Amazing.
I play between 2 and 5 gigs a week in and around Atlanta. I come up here once a month to do some networking with some wonderful songwriters so I can find couches to sleep on, so I'm not, spending money or as much money just on the parking. Like, if that's my expense for Nashville, like, that's what I would like to keep it at.
And what's next for you? What's coming up? Anything you're excited about?
Yeah, I just cut a 16-song record on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Yeah, really excited. We're in the post-production, the overdub phase of that, and you know, these are songs that some of them I wrote 4 or 5 years ago. Some of them I wrote this year, you know.
If you don't mind me asking, what do you pay per song?
So, the studio that I use is West End Sounds. It's the studio that Mastodon cuts their records at. They have an $800 day rate. And that's with their incredible chief engineer. And then I paid my players $400 per person for the whole project.
And you did 16 songs?
Yeah.
We
got it done.
That's really good.
I love those guys.
And then you're going to have to pay post-production stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like mastering and all that.
Yeah.
But okay. That's good. No, this conversation doesn't happen in Nashville. It's like a secret. I had somebody come up to me at the gym the other day. They're like, "Hey, I'm paying $9,000 for a song." No, I'm sorry, it was $12,000 for a song.
That's
for one
insane.
song. But like, dude, come on. $12,000?
I take advantage of a day rate. Let's be clear.
No, that's good. I
We're there
like
to
this
work.
conversation.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
good to
long
know.
day.
There is there to work. I have reference tracks. I make sure they have charts.
Good.
Are you producing it?
No. No.
No.
I say I work with a producer who allows me to be front seat in that process because he wants to, like you said earlier, make the vision happen for me, and I feel like I'm really lucky in that. I did a lot of studying for this record versus the EP that I
Good.
put out. I kind of
What's the mood? What's the mood? Not the genre. What's the mood?
Oh God. You know, I will say it's a little bit more Southern folk than the EP. Like, it's just songs about home and where I grew up and how I grew up, and also, I have this really like fast song. It's not happy, but it's fast. Very Sturgill Simpson, where I'm talking about, you know, the fear of failure. Not that anybody in Nashville could ever relate to that, right? Yeah, fear of failure and has to do with planes and spades, and it's fast and it's a bar burner. So, you know, it's me getting out of my comfort zone a little bit and just having a good time being a sad girl.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm excited for you, Hannah Murphy. We're going to put that song on rotation. I know it's out right now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. And thank you so much for coming out here, man. We appreciate you and enjoy Nashville. Hope we find a very comfortable couch to sleep on tonight.
I am actually just driving right back home today. I got a gig tomorrow.
Well, luckily we called you early, so you can head back right now. But
thank you. Well, I'm going to stick
you.
around for the show.
Hang out, meet some people. I always say that. Find somebody. And by the way, if you're in the crowd tonight, find somebody to write with. If you're a songwriter, find somebody to write with. We're creating community here, so do that before you leave.
Yeah.
And somebody, before she leaves, set up a write with Hannah Murphy. Give it up for her one more time. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you very
All
much.
right. Great job. Let's keep the show rolling. By the way, we do have the bucket. If you want to put your name in the bucket, we still have some bucket pulls. We're going to call the next name out of here. Come on.
We got Jenna Kay.
Jenna Kay. Come on up. Is Jenna Kay here? All right, there we go.
Oh, she's here.
All right. All right, as Jenna Kay gets up here. So, what shouldn't... All right. You've been 4-time Keys Player of the Year. I mean, played on so many different records. Been in the studio. Now you're producing records. What should an artist pay per track, per record? Is there a price? Is there a range you can give? I don't even think people know where to start.
I mean, again, you asked the hardest question.
I'm sorry.
No, that's great. But like, it's a hard question because there's a lot of nuance. And at the end of the day, you need to just surround yourself with the people that make you feel comfortable. And sometimes you get what you pay for, and sometimes you get something that is above and beyond the sum of the hours and
not
total
to
part.
give like a throw anybody under the bus for charging too much, but like, is there a number you would feel uncomfortable telling your brother or your sister to pay for a record? Is there like a number that's too much?
The way I come up with budgets is a matter of like, how much am I going to be doing, and how much as far as like editing and tuning and mixing and that kind of thing. And a lot of the time, and it all depends on the artist. If you can find a producer that checks a lot of boxes and that doesn't need to spend money on a bunch of other players, that might be a cool producer for you. With that comes the downside of sometimes when one person plays all of the instruments on a record, it's kind of sounds like that. That's not necessarily bad. That might actually be great for your first album. And so it's kind of like, a producer fee. These days, a Nashville producer fee is $4,000 or $5,000, and it all depends on the size of the production. Are you going to go to a studio? Are you going to hire 5 players? Are you going to hire 2 players? Who's going to mix it? So there's I think there's value gets where it's like where you are sort of in the totem pole as far as, up here, there's $1 million record budget, and down here, there's a $500 a song budget.
No, it's a good conversation. I mean, when I worked at the Palm, I put $20 in a protein jug every single day and saved up just enough money to record my music.
Right.
And I think at the time it was about like $2,500 a song. You know what I mean? I think now it's probably a little bit more than that. But I do think that like there is, like you said, there's got to be a sweet spot. And it's like, what are you comfortable with? What do you feel is fair for you? I'll be straight up. Paying $10,000 for a single song is fucking ridiculous. Would you agree? If you're an independent artist, just putting out your first music is $10,000 for one song crazy.
That is probably, you could probably do it smarter than that.
Thank you.
That is, I mean, that's the great, like, that's more than it costs.
For sure.
And so if
people
you
are making money.
Yeah, someone is making money. I absolutely remember, you know, I mean, there is a predatory part of the industry where you get people and you get artists with stars in their eyes, and they come to Nashville, and they got this guy that has a credit or something kind of tying him to something of note, and they will ride that and milk that.
Are you talking about the people that helped me?
I mean, it takes all kinds.
I've been so open on the show. I signed an 8-year deal. You know who it was. I don't need to say their names, but I signed an 8-year deal. I was 19 years old, 8 years, 22.5%. Didn't think it was a big deal. It was hundreds of thousands of dollars because, again, I had a song on 2 songs, 3 songs, 4 songs on Hot Country, like lots of money that, you know, I didn't realize was
Right.
like being robbed from me.
Right,
like,
at the time. And you just wanted that record deal.
It wasn't even a record deal. It was an artist development deal. It was not a record deal.
But you wanted the record deal so bad that you signed an artist development deal.
I mean, yeah, I wanted, like, somebody told me they believed in me. That's what sucks. And that's why I have this show, because I can tell you, like, I fucking believe in you. You don't need somebody to tell you that they believe in you and sign 22.5%. Like, I'll do it for free. I'll help you and do anything I can and get the best people on this fucking show to help you out. And so you don't have to make the mistakes that I made. And I'm sure you've seen so many artists make. And it just sucks. I hate this part of Nashville, but that's why we're a show, is because I don't want that to happen to anybody else.
Absolutely. That is very valuable advice.
So it's personal to me. This shit is personal. All right, let's go. Jenna, you ready to go?
Ready now than ever.
All right, everybody give it up for Jenna Kay singing her song. I don't know her.
She lives my face. She's got my eyes. She's the front page in all your punchlines. Fill in the blank. Favorite rumor. She broke your heart. Now you wanna break her. You told me I should be a beauty queen, crowning me to be Miss Shallow, man-eater, Miss Bad Attention Seeker, Miss Actress, Miss Poser. I don't even know her. Miss Liar, Miss Cheater, Miss Slept Around with a senior, Miss Getting Under just to get over. She sounds great, but I don't even know her. You twist the knife and twist my words. A grown adult who won't grow up. You've got some nerve, and I could cry, but what's the use? You tell my tears as breaking news from Miss Shallow, man-eater, Miss Bad Attention Seeker.
two-faced, worry about your own reputation. Mediocre, showboater, too deep in desperation. But go and keep her inside. Miss Hooker, homewrecker, Miss Better as a stripper, Miss Actress, Miss Poser. Don't buy it till you know her. Miss Liar, Miss Cheater, Miss Slept around with a senior, Miss Getting Under just to get over. She sounds great, but I don't even know her. I don't even. She sounds great, but I don't even know her.
Jenna Kay, everybody.
Thank you.
Wow, tell us about that song.
And great playing.
Yeah, what's your keys
This
player?
is my songwriter who's actually on the song with me, but I feel
What's
like
his
we never
name?
get a chance to play. This is David.
Hey,
This is David Madras.
Canadian Dave on the keys.
Let's
My
go.
guy. Holy shit, this is awesome. Where are you from?
I'm from Toronto.
What?
We'll talk after.
Holy shit. That's crazy. Tell us about that song.
That song was written with me and David and our friend Jake Arthur. And I feel like everybody's been in this situation where, like, I mean, Nashville can be like such of a small area where people can spread lies about you and everything. And I felt like sometimes I feel like, at least when I moved here for a little bit and I got situated and I got involved with a bad group, and it kind of felt like high school for a while. And stepping away from that and being able to write my songs, sometimes I have to like fully process an emotion to be able to write music, because I feel like when you're in the moment you could say some pretty crazy things, and I feel like once I fully process it, I'm like, okay, I can understand it better and be more mature about my lyrics. And kind of that's where it all came from. And David started playing the keys, and then we were just like, okay, this is the vibe for the day.
No, I like it. What did that song specifically mean to you?
I think it not only like means something to me, but I want it to mean something for other people. And I kind of want it to be like a mantra for other people to just kind of realize, like, and the whole EP that I came out in February, which this song is on, is all about like being witty and being a smart aleck about things. And it's called Smart Sass. And this is one of the songs where it's like, it's sad, but it's also like totally funny and witty if you really think about the lyrics. And that's kind of what I wanted it to be about, is like making fun of a situation and making light of things.
Okay. No, that was cool. Did you say in there misspoken?
I said like
Name
Miss
name
Liar,
the,
Miss Cheater.
Yeah, name the misses.
Okay.
Miss Liar, Miss Cheater, Miss Slept Around with a Senior, Miss Getting Under just to get over. She sounds great, but I don't know her.
Okay. I was going to say, I think that there's like a misspoken, a mistaken, misunderstood. There's a couple misses that I think you need to throw in there. Like, I think the whole song is about being misunderstood, and I almost wanted to hear that. But also, it also had like a little like pageant theme
That's
to
kinda
it
like
too,
another
which I
thing.
liked. Like
So I used to do
Miss USA.
pageantry.
Okay, there we go.
And
there
that's
we
kind
go.
of where it was coming from, because I used to do pageantry, and I got kind of ridiculed for it. I did it in high school, and I really thought I was going to go in because I won a couple of pageants, and I was like, oh my gosh, people are going to like me because I like won pageants. No, they like hated me, and they just kind of thought I was this Miss Priss girl. But I found out very shortly that pageants just aren't for me. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes it can fit you in a mold of like being this perfect person, but I really love to expand my horizons and dress funky and like be my own person. And I feel like that's kind of what everyone likes to see, is to be yourself. And I
For
know
sure.
like everybody says that, but
No, that's cool. Who are your inspirations? Who do you look up to musically?
I have always looked up. So my dad would drive me to and from school and play 80s rock music. And that's where I first started to fall in love with music, was with like Pat Benatar and Bon Jovi. And then as I grew older, I loved listening to Paramore and Avril Lavigne, Christina Aguilera. And then growing up today, I've loved listening to Olivia Rodrigo and following her story. I follow Sabrina Carpenter for years, Billie Eilish, Tate McRae, all of the pop, like the new pop people that you hear. But I love to mix all of that sound together. I also loved like Amy Winehouse as well. And so mixing all of that together to create my own unique sound is what I've been trying to find.
I love that. What do you think?
No, very cool. It was a great song. It was really well delivered. You sing great.
Thank you.
Very well accompanied.
Yes.
I thought the only thing arrangement wise that stood out to me, if we're looking for like criticisms, what there I felt like when the bridge came, I had heard the descending chord thing at the end of the second verse, so you kind of like gave away that thing. If you were going to do it, it's kind of like pick which one you know. That said, it's already recorded, right? It's on you.
It's already recorded.
I think it was awesome, and great work.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
For sure. No, I think you got a cool vibe too. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 21.
21. Yeah, you got a lot to figure out as far as like, I mean this in the best way. Like you are in such a sweet spot of you. I feel like that song was like you finding who you are. And now, like, the next things that come out are going to be, like, you fully knowing who you are. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And I think that, like, you're in a good spot. When I was 21, I definitely was not where you are. You know, you have the look. You can tell, even look at her boots, by the way. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Aren't they cute?
If you're watching on YouTube. Baby blue boots with a baby blue bow.
Bows
I
are my
noticed
thing.
I noticed the shit. I mean this. Like, and when we've had over 500 artists come on stage, like, there's little things that make an artist and make it's the appearance, it's the songs, but it's like you got to bring it all together. And I think you're one song away from people being like, oh my God, Jenna Kay is the next big thing. So I mean that with like all of the, I don't even know, like all the love, really.
Oh, thank you,
like
and I respect it.
I really think you're onto something, and I think you just need to keep chasing it. I'm gonna put that song on rotation. I love it. I think we need to have our fans figure out what they think about it as well. So, Jenna Kay, everybody, give it up. Come on. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And Canadian Dave, thank you as well. Dude. My co-host Cody, he's normally here.
Yeah.
He does all this. I don't know what
You're
what
doing
I'm
great. I wouldn't have
I'm
known.
trying, dude. I'm
you made very
I'm doing
natural.
my best.
I'm not fucking leaving.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's get the last person out of the hat.
Okay, we got Britt Nix.
Britt Nix.
Britt Nix.
Stevie's sister,
Yes.
brother, Stevie's brother. Awesome. All right. What is Morgan Wallen like? What is Morgan Wallen like in the studio?
Morgan Wallen is all sorts of awesome. He knows what he wants. There is with him and a lot of artists that that are extraordinary in their field. It's like there's hit artists, and then there's, you know, every now and then there's like the people that just do crazy things. A lot of those times, the people that do the crazy things have this, it's the perfect Goldilocks zone of having a vision and being willing to collaborate. And when that is not right, a lot of people have a vision and don't want to collaborate. And a lot of those times, those recording sessions are hard because those people know what they want to hear, but sometimes, they know
who they want to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Morgan is a collaborator, and he also knows who he is and knows who he isn't.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think going in the studio with session players and experiencing in a big studio what it's like to cut a record is the coolest thing. It's literally magic. Like, you're creating magic. You go in with a demo. It's like what people are experiencing with Suno that have never experienced Suno before doing that. They're like, oh my God, this is fucking crazy. I can like put a song in a Suno, it makes a song. Like, that is magic. But I'm talking about like going and writing a song with 3 of your buddies and then taking that song because people say this song is awesome, you should invest in the song and you should put money into the song, and then going into the studio and having an incredible keys player like you and having Miles McPherson on drums and having, you know, a badass producer and all these like badass people play and believe in your song and bring it to life is some of them, I think maybe the closest I've ever been to magic in my life.
Totally. I think that's Nashville's superpower is the collaboration.
It is. No, it's special. And what I wanted to say on that is like, I feel like it's I'm hoping that we can hold on to it as long as we can. And I'm hoping it stays because when you experience that, like you just said, you can go into the studio and you can, if you know what you're really wanting as an artist, which honestly, I don't know if I ever have. If I'm being totally honest with you, I don't know if I've ever gone to the studio and be like, I know exactly who I am. I do now. If I went in now, I would. But when I was 19, 20 years old recording music, like I wanted to be Sam Hunt. I wanted to be Thomas Rhett. I wanted to be all these people that I looked up to. What advice would you have to an artist that is like a young, 20-year-old something who's looking at a Morgan Wallen and is like, I want to be the next Morgan Wallen. They're talented, they have all the gifts, but they don't like really see it in themselves yet. What advice would you have to them?
Take your time. You can't push the rope. You can't make it happen. And if you don't have something to say, live some life and write some songs and run some water through those pipes and get the reps and be in it for the long haul. The biggest gift that you can give yourself is extending whatever timeline you happen to give yourself. Your 10-year town. I just moved to Nashville. In 5 years, man, I hope to be doing A, B, and C. Give yourself 10 years to do that. It will happen when it happens.
Britt, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody, give it up for Britt Nix singing his song Like You Used To.
Till it's in a cloud of smoke, just the way our story goes. Had it all, we were so damn close, we just let it slip away. Girl, there's no reason for the why. You have your side and I got mine. You say these wounds will heal in time. Here's the hope, and tonight's the night. 'Cause this whiskey, you don't love me like you used to. And I've been searching every bottle for signs of some better news. And at the bottom it's all the same. Different, ain't nothing has changed. I'm tired of missing you. And here's the truth, this whiskey don't love me like you used to. So I heard you find yourself a better life. Fell in love with Mr. Right. So what you doing in this old dive? Damn near closing time. Did you stumble on a memory or just another case of cold feet? Either way, it's fine by me. Say goodbyes for the morning light. 'Cause this whiskey, you don't love me like you used to. And I've been searching every bottle for signs of some better news. But at the bottom, it's all the same. Different, ain't nothing has changed. I'm still missing you. And here's the truth, this whiskey don't love me like you used to. No. So what you say, we close it down, head on out. Fire up the truck, want it right to your house. No time to think about all they told us to, no. 'Cause this whiskey, it don't love me like you used to. And I've been searching every bottle for signs of some better news. But at the bottom, it's all Here's the truth. Just whiskey don't love me like you used to. But I remember when you used to.
Britt Nix, everybody. All right. Britt, where are you from?
Just north of Atlanta, Georgia.
All
A
right.
little town called Cartersville, Georgia. A little famous for a guy by the name of Butch Walker, if anybody knows.
Love
Very-
Bushwalker.
Very cool. Move that mic stand out of your way so we can see your beautiful face. Man, tell us about that song.
So that song came from songwriting exercise than anything else. I was working off a title, like you used to, and kind of generic heartbreak song. But then it kind of took a turn as the song grew into kind of a thing of just an emotion like, I know you're bad for me and I'm bad for you, but no matter what, we can't remove ourselves from this bad situation, even for a night or a day or, and it just kind of grew from there.
For sure. Was it personal to you, or was it just kind of a thought?
Not in particularly. I mean, it was a songwriting exercise, getting involved, like working through song titles and kind of developing from that hook. And moving down the line, I actually wrote it a few years back and didn't really vibe with the music and kind of sat on the bench and kind of developed a new melody around it. And one day just kind of working on some stuff, and it kind of fit this melody, and so kind of brought it back. So kind of like throw nothing away kind of situation. Yeah.
And so do you do music full time, or?
No, I work full time with Lockheed Martin.
What is that?
Lockheed Martin is an aerospace company.
Oh shit!
All over America.
They do
Can you
cool
buy-
shit.
The world. We
Can
do
you-
cool shit. Yes,
Can
we
you
do.
can you buy stock in it, or?
Well, I mean, I have stock from the company. Yes, but
I'm saying,
and
can I buy
I can
can
buy
I buy
more.
stock?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can buy more.
I've never heard it. I'm gonna look it up. Lockheed Martin.
That's a small little company.
Just a small little company. We're out of Marietta, Georgia, or my actual base is out of Marietta, Georgia. But
Damn.
So
what's what are you working on right now?
So I'm a fire protection engineer, mechanical engineer by discipline. I went back to school 4 days after my second son was born. Graduated about a month before my last child, my daughter, was born. And
How many kids?
3.
Beautiful.
So we got one that's moving on to the University of Georgia next semester, so we're super proud of him. Got a 10-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter. So we try to hit all the age gaps at one time to make it all interesting. So I work full time for Lockheed Martin, as you say, and then we try to keep rolling. It's kind of interestingly enough happened. My wife is in the medical field, so she was a critical care nurse even before COVID, but also during COVID. So she did a lot of traveling during that time. The money paid good, and when the contracts kind of wore out, she said, "I need a break," and that was completely understandable. So I kind of fell back into wanting to do music just as a side thing, solo projects and whatnot, and that ramped up to full band kind of situations. And so we stay running pretty good on the weekends and try to bring in some extra cash, try to keep my guys busy, and the dream is always to do it full time in some capacity. But
Very cool. Can you tell what you said you were working on something at Lockheed Martin? What's can you disclose anything crazy you're working on, or is it all like under wraps?
So even though there is some security clearance needed, it's also always a need to know basis. So
Okay.
I'm not always read in on all the
Austin
programs.
really needs to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck the company is. So
Half the
don't worry.
time, half the time they don't tell me what I need to know to do
Yeah.
my job. So
I got you.
No, I work in for fire protection engineering, so I manage all the campus facilities to make sure everything's in line safety-wise for whatever programs or whatever things are going in those facilities, whatever they need to be doing in there.
Is there anything we should be afraid of right now?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay,
Again,
good,
there are
good.
areas I can't even walk in. So,
Good.
there's definitely stuff I don't know, and they keep me on a need-to-know basis for sure.
Do aliens exist?
I'm sure, but I haven't found that out during my occupation.
Okay. Man, no, yeah, he signed a fucking NDA for sure. No, I'm just kidding. Man, so my only advice is when you're talking about a song, the worst thing you can say is that it was a songwriting exercise. And I mean that with all due respect. When you sing a song or you perform a song, it's like it should never be an exercise or something. It's like a math problem. Like, that's the shit you do at Lockheed Martin. When you're performing music, it needs to come from the heart. It needs to come from the soul, and it's not an exercise. It means something to you. Does that make sense? And so, like, with that, I felt the song, but I didn't feel like it was fully coming through you. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So, I think moving forward, when you perform music and stuff, like, and this is just, again, this conversation, I've gone and performed in front of 1 million radio stations, and they say the same thing, and I sounded like a dumbass telling my story of the song the same time over and over, but, like, it really does matter. Like, when you come up here and sing one song and you tell us it was just a songwriting exercise, like, no, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, like, this song was about an ex that broke my heart, and the whiskey bottle just, like, didn't do it for me the way that she did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
I got so drunk one night that I passed out and got arrested, and, she never got back with me, and I don't know, whatever.
Right.
Like, I'm just saying that's what I want to hear.
Absolutely.
So I hope you understand what I'm talking about. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought you sing great and you played great and the performance was awesome, and you said it for, like, in my head, you said the words generic title and songwriting exercise, and in my head, it kind of felt like that. And so I would challenge you to, like, now, there's a time and a place for songwriting exercises. Do it, get the reps, do the thing, but then also don't forget to then, like, execute and use what you learn. Like, you're building songwriting muscles, so then, like, go ahead and use it and write something that means something to you. Like, I would just challenge you to open up a little more for that, even if it's song selection.
Britt,
Yes,
what scares you? You look like you're a pretty tough guy. Like, not a lot of shit scares you. What scares you?
Hopefully fire.
Fire doesn't scare me. I know how that works.
He's a fire protection engineer.
I mitigate that risk.
Okay.
No, about the only thing that scares me these days, like I said, and I know, I believe you're a father as well. I think it's just my kids, man. Mm-hmm. Things happen to my kids. That's our total anxiety.
So your oldest is going to Georgia. What's boy or girl?
Boy.
Okay, what's his name?
Ethan.
Okay, Ethan's going to Georgia. How does that make you feel? In the next 2 months, you saw him as a little 1-2-year-old. Daddy, oh my gosh, Daddy's home. Now he's going off into University of Georgia, the real world. How does that make you feel?
Nervous for him. Nervous, proud. He's accomplished a lot. It was a dream for him to get there, but definitely nervous. Letting those reins go is a hard thing, and letting him kind of fail or fly on his own is a big deal.
So I want you to go home and I want you to write that song. I want you to go home and I want you to write a song for him about letting go of those reins. And I think the song is called Reins. And I think it's about letting go of that feeling that you have right now. And it's the summer before he goes. How perfect. Write about that. My biggest challenge for all of you writers is, like, stop trying to write what you think is going to be commercial. What you're going through, dude, is my biggest fucking fear. I have a 2-year-old and I have a 1-year-old. And I imagine them one day going off into the real world, and I cannot imagine that. If you sang that song right here, right now, for me, I'd be broken down crying. I want to hear that song because it will relate to so many people. That's my challenge for you.
Absolutely.
So, man, I think you're going to do it, and I want you, when you do it, to come back on here and make me cry. We're going to set it up. We're going to have you back.
Yes, sir.
So, everybody give it up for Britt Nix. Come on.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations to you, man. That's a big deal. That's scary shit. Scary shit. All right, we got the bucket. Everybody's name's in the bucket. Do we have the bucket? All right. Let's see here. Where's the button, Cody? Where is the button? I don't even know.
Thank you, guys.
There we go. I got lucky. That's the button. Mikey? So just like Kill Tony, we have 475 names in the bucket tonight. Actually, a decent amount. Why don't you grab one in there?
Jake Seiler?
Jake
Seiler?
Jake Seiler. All right. Come on, Jake. All right, as Jake gets up here. Man, let's see here. With music and sounds, like, you know, we have this 90s wave kind of hitting us with like Zach Top and all this stuff. Now, Florida Georgia Line announced that they're getting back together, and Bro Country has potential to kind of come back. Where do you see the future of country music?
I think that the future of country music seems to always have one foot sort of in yesteryear and one foot in the future, and it sort of straddles sort of merging those two things. As
I like straddles those two things. That's
right.
great. That's a good description.
Yeah. It's a wide straddle that country music does. It's very flexible these days.
With some Wranglers.
Yeah, it's kind of a Stretch Armstrong.
Just kidding. Kimes Ranch. Just with some Kimes Ranch jeans on. Yes.
Oh,
Straddling.
that would be a great gene to straddle with.
Yeah.
The past and the future. No, I think that there's always going to be room for Florida Georgia Line, because I mean it's the chemistry is undeniable, and when something feels that good and it resonates with the whole fucking world, then may they always, may they all.
May we all.
May we all. Yeah. Another great song. I think that's Rodney.
Did you play on that?
I did.
God damn.
I did.
Did you, by the way, did you play on this song right here? Probably. You probably played. Shit.
Oh, man.
You probably played on everything. All right. So no, but you think it's heading somewhere in between Florida Georgia Line and Zach Top, right?
I think that it's always a moving target, and whenever something new happens, country has always said the words, "That's not country," and we look back, and when Alan Jackson, who we celebrated last night at, Alan Jackson, what a career. People were talking shit about Alan Jackson when he came out, that he wasn't country, that he was just like a pop singer. Shania Twain, like, that's not country. Like, that was pop music, and she's showing her midriff. And Garth Brooks, like, selling out. Brooks and Dunn, like, the country music establishment was talking shit about that, and now we look at and Florida Georgia Line, when they came out, there was a whole lot of shit talk, and it's only in retrospect that we go like, oh, that was pretty awesome, and now we celebrate them. And so I just think that if you presume that there's always going to be a section of the country music fans that don't like what is new, we can allow them to enjoy some new Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know, I was talking with some record label people, and it seems to be an industry-wide problem where if you look at the top 50 viral streaming songs on Spotify, a huge chunk of them are songs that are 3 years plus older, where like you got a new Olivia Rodrigo song and you got a new Ella Langley song, and then you've got like a Drake song from 10 years ago, and then you've got The Chain by Fleetwood Mac, and then and so I don't know, like, I think that there's always going to be sort of naysayers, but I think the future of country is bright.
I love it. All right, go ahead. Jake Seiler, what are you singing for us?
Save Those Tears.
Save Those Tears. All right, everybody give it up for Jake Seiler singing a song, Save Those Tears.
sun feels like when it finally sets. No, it's coming back around, but it ain't here yet. I don't wanna go, don't wanna say goodbye, don't wanna say that so long. Look in your eyes, can't stop time or press rewind, but I'll tell you what I can do. I could love you from 1,000 miles away. I could love you 30,000 up. Know that we've been dreaming about the day when this ain't a miss you kind of love. I might be leaving in the morning, but tonight I'm here to stay. Save those tears for tomorrow and let me love you here today. Put a few more grains of sand back in that hourglass, taking every second we got and making them last. I'll stay up all night and love you like the world ain't leaving us behind. Oh, we can pretend the show don't end and they won't turn out the lights. I could love you from 1,000 miles away. I could love you 30,000 up. Know that we've been dreaming about the day when this ain't a miss you kind of love. I might be leaving in the morning, but tonight I'm here to stay. Save those tears for tomorrow and let me love you here today. I'll be the man you need, and you can be my everything. Oh, someday soon I'll be coming back, but until then, would you just know that I could love you from 1,000 miles away. I could love you 30,000 up. Know that we've been dreaming about the day when this ain't a miss you kind of love. I might be leaving in the morning, but tonight I'm here to stay. Save those tears for tomorrow and let me love you here today.
Thank you.
Jake Seiler, how's it going, man? You've been on here before.
Yes, sir.
You're, remind me, you are...
What, job-wise?
Nah, yeah, you do something crazy. Don't say it. Don't say it. Yeah, say it. What is it? What do you do?
It switched. So,
What?
Yeah, so when I moved to town, I got an engineering degree.
Engineering. That's what it was. Yes.
I have also worked for Lockheed Martin.
Yeah,
What?
we got the whole Lockheed crew.
No way.
Yeah, gotta be scared.
I got an engineering job here in Nashville. Was trying to do music at the same time. Felt like it wasn't really working out. I told my boss about it a little bit into the job, and he said, well, I hope you're able to scratch your creative itch doing that, but I hope that this is your focus. And I was there 8 to 5:30 every day and trying to leave and get out to go to a write or go to a session or go play around, and just decided it wasn't for me. And then while I was down at Key West for the Songwriters Festival, I got an email from Belmont that I got a position there. So I came back and quit the next day.
So you're not an engineer anymore?
I'm teaching at Belmont.
No way. Did you make more as an engineer or as a
Yes.
teacher? Okay. So you took a pay cut.
Yes.
Nice. What are you teaching at Belmont?
Architecture.
Holy crap, dude. That's crazy. Good for you.
Very cool.
Man,
Thank
it's
you.
been
Appreciate
cool.
it.
I feel like I've seen your journey because you just moved to town. When you came on the show, you had just moved to town. You were trying to figure it out. I feel like your songwriting has gotten better. Your vocals have gotten better. Your guitar playing has gotten better. What do you feel like? I mean, that's a big shift to go from going to school for engineering and making all this money to taking a pay cut, but maybe being a little bit happier.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I I went to school for 9 years, moved down here because it felt like the right thing to do. I felt called to be here. I felt like God was saying, you got to go there.
Did you go to Penn State?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I remember. Okay, sorry, I
And-
couldn't. I'm figuring
You
out
look
the
like a
details.
pen man.
And just wanted to take that leap. Just wanted to feel like I'm living life. I'm not going to live with regrets anymore and just go for it. That's sort of how the job switch felt like. It was like, you've got to do this. And I went in to take the interviews, and it just felt like totally right in the moment. And I went in one day to see a class, and they were doing a project for somebody here in Nashville that was actually on American Idol and has this land. And anyways, he started talking to the kids and was like, some people just have this long-term plan and forget to listen. Like, just what is God asking you to do? Be present right now. And in that very moment, I was like, I think God's asking me to be here at Belmont. So was excited to take that job, but also academia is way more flexible. So it's given me an opportunity to do songwriting. Last week, somebody texted me, or 2 weeks ago, and said, hey, we have this artist in town from Australia. Like, we want to get it right, but it's at 2 p.m. today. I would have never been able to say yes with the engineering job. But
Very cool.
right now, I'm just designing coursework for the fall semester. So was able to say, yep, I'll be over.
Very cool. Very cool. Man,
Congrats.
this is your first time seeing Jake. So what'd you think?
Yeah. First of all, like, I mean, great. You're like confidence and you feel good, and it's nice to listen to you sing. And props for being flexible in life to, be open to reinventing yourself. Because I think that's the secret. That's been my secret, is the, like, when you run up against the thing and you're going, this used to feel good and this doesn't feel good anymore, to be brave enough to go, I'm going to throw caution to the wind and do the thing. And I mean, with the hopes of having a better day or having more better days. And I think if that's the goal, as opposed to the, like, success and the thing and the, like, again, pushing the rope, the happiness is the thing that will sustain you. And, like, the hits will come, but you have to, it's like you got to fix your oxygen mask before assisting others. So good for you for doing that.
Thank you.
God, that was so brilliant what you just said. I'm like listening to that. That was crazy. That's a clip. I'm clipping that shit. Man, so what's next for you, man? You got the fall semester coming up. Anything you're excited about? Is that song coming out? Tell us about that song.
Yeah, so actually I wrote that with my friend Marcus right there.
Nice. Shout out Marcus.
That was the first song that we wrote this year. I do have some music. I just got a mix back literally when I got in this bar. Somebody texted me that our second round of the mix came back.
You listened to it like this and gave a whole bunch of mixed notes that don't make any sense, right?
I said I'll listen tonight. So I'm working on recording music. I don't have anything out yet. I think I mentioned this before, but when I came to Nashville in August, I had never played a scheduled gig before. So everything's new, and now we're trying to put out our first project. And
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah, this
you just
fall,
figure it out.
Yes. The goal is to get some music out this fall. In the meantime, like you said, just be process-oriented, write more good songs, play gigs, get better.
Have more
meet
good days.
people.
Have more good days.
That's a dude. We need to put that on a T-shirt. Have
Please.
more good days. That's so good.
That's all
We can
we
write
can
the
hope
song.
for.
I love that. I love that. Man, so the song's not out yet. Sorry, it's coming out.
I am working on getting that one produced, yeah.
All right. As soon as it comes out, I'm putting it on a rotation. Come on. And I probably should have said this before, but rotation's a cool playlist because we're gonna start doing it here in the next week or so. But it's where we allow our fans to decide if they like the song or they don't. It's kind of like country radio where you put it in rotation and you see what the fans think of the record. And that's what the idea was behind rotation. If it does well, we'll move it up to the A-list. If not, we'll move it back down to the roster. But I think it's a cool place to kind of let the fans decide what they like. And that just doesn't really happen anymore. So that's what rotation is. So I'm excited to put that on rotation and see what the fans think once it's out. So message me, let me know when it's out, and we'll put it on there. But, man, Jake, I just got to say, dude, I really think I see, just because I've known you since, like, the first week you moved here, I see a lot of progress. I see a lot of hustle. I see a lot of determination and grit. And I know you went to school for 9 years, and there might be a lot of people that say, how the fuck, especially your grandma probably, how could you go to school for 9 years and not be an engineer? But I think the things you learned in those 9 years are going to translate to the next chapter of Jake Seiler, and I'm excited for that.
I appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. Give it up for Jake Seiler, everybody. Come on. Yeah. All right. We got time for one more bucket pull, and then I got rapid fire questions for Dave. So come on, here we go.
Luke Uzzell.
Uzzell, come on up here. All right. We're going to go rapid fire.
All right.
AI is becoming a huge part of music creation. Do you see it as a threat, tool, or both?
Both. I believe that it can be something that is helpful for people that don't have access to musicians and don't have access to, they need tools to help them get their songs out. And if Suno can help my dad, who's not, he's 74 and enjoys music, can make songs on Suno, then I think that's great. I think when the industry leans on it, it just kind of feels lazy, because what Suno is doing is literally what we do for a living, and it's literally learning what it does on us. So it's just this sort of like, I'm not oohed and awed by,
I can hear right away, too.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. I can hear, like, somebody sends me a demo, I'm like, this is Suno. It's crazy. It lacks soul. And I think what people need to realize is, like, music is always going to have, it's the one universal language that, like, you can't even explain it. It's just there or it's not. And if it's lacking the soul, it's never going to be.
Right. I think that is going to, right now there's a new, there's like a sugar high for what's going on with AI, and it is impressive the first couple times you see it and hear it do its thing, and then you realize there's not a lot of depth there, and if you are, I think you will get your hand caught in the cookie jar if you are relying on this too much, I think.
For sure. I will say, and maybe a hot take, I do think it's cool if you're, like, trying to find your sound, if you're like, oh, I like this part, or I like this thing is cool, but, like, let's put a different tone on it or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like, if you're a new artist trying to find your sound, I think it could be super useful to, like, finding parts of it that make your sound you.
Sure.
But as far as, like, using all of it to just be like, oh, this is me, that sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Couple more. What's the most memorable session that you've ever been a part of?
When Steven Tyler was in town, maybe it was 10 years ago, when he did a country album, he spent most of a year in town, and it was awesome because you'd just be on a demo session, and Steven Tyler wouldn't necessarily be there at the demo session, but the co-writers that he wrote with would bring in the song, and they got the vocal, and you'd put your headphones on, they'd like hit play, and I would just turn everything off except for Steven Tyler's soloed vocal, and they're like, "Dave, are you gonna play anything?" I'm like, "No, I'm just bathing in Steven Tyler."
That's so
in my
cool.
ears.
That's so cool. And then with that said, if you can go back and play on any recording session in history, what would it be and why?
I mean, I would go back to, I would like to go watch the Beatles record "Let It Be," and I would like to simultaneously be the fifth Beatle in that moment, but also, Billy Preston played there, and I wish that I was watching him play in person.
I love it. Luke Uzzell, is that how you pronounce?
Uzzell.
Uzzell. Luke Uzzell. What are you singing for us?
I'm going to sing a song called Same Boat.
Same boat?
Yep.
Awesome. And you've been here, I've seen you here a few times, and you put your name in the bucket.
Yeah,
You've
I'm
never
a bucket guy.
You've never been called.
Not till tonight.
Tonight's your night, Luke.
I'm pumped.
Everybody give it up for Luke Uzzell.
A Carolina squad in Tahoe pulled next to me at the Mapco, hauling a boat I had 10 years ago, even down to the Evan-Room two-stroke. Their hats said Dudley High Baseball, Zins in their lips, probably menthols, just a couple kids trying to have a good time. Gotta get the boat out while it's high tide. Believe me, buddy, I've been there. I've been in the same boat, sunburned hands on a Zebco, pulling up fish from the Pungo. I was a boy on fire. I've been in the same boat, amigos and me drinking Tito's, late at night on the waterway, till the sun came up. Back when my motor ran clean, and the girl I loved rode next to me. I've been in the same boat. Me and that old war eagle had a good time. 8 long summers, rain or sunshine. My shotgun Seiler was my best friend. She had 4 paws and she was a godsend. But time marches on, that's how life goes. You can't stay forever where the wind blows. You gotta grow up and let go of your first boat. The memories never fade, or they just float. And I've been in the same boat, sunburned hands on a Zebco, pulling up fish from the Pungo. I was a boy on fire. I've been in the same boat, amigos and me drinking Tito's, late at night on the waterway, till the sun came up. Back when my motor ran clean, and the girl I loved rode next to me. I've been in the same boat. Boat trailers rust, good girls get gone, but here I am, still putting along. Yeah, I've been in the same boat, sunburned hands on a Zebco, pulling up fish from the Pungo. I was a boy on fire. I've been in the same boat, amigos and me drinking Tito's, late at night on the waterway, till the sun came up. Back when my motor ran clean, and the girl I loved rode next to me. I've been in the same boat.
All right, Luke Uzzell. Tell us about the song.
Me and my brother were at a gas station here when he was visiting me, and we saw the same boat that we used to have. Like, not same model, you know what I mean? And we were like, damn, we've been there. And then they were like 16. And I went in the Navy before I went to Belmont. So I'm 31. My brother's 28, 27. And we were like, damn, we've been there. Like, we've been 16-year-old kids that sunk all our money into a shitty little duck boat and could barely put gas in it to get out there. But like, that's where all our fun memories came from.
For sure.
A fun little reflective thing.
Yeah, no, it was super relatable. I loved all the references too, man. I thought it was just a cool song about, you know, being a kid and taking you back to a certain place. So do you live here in Nashville now? You said.
Yeah, I live just north of the city. But yeah.
Gotcha. And you go to Belmont?
No, I graduated last May.
Gotcha. Nice. So tell us about, like, are you writing a lot? Are you playing shows?
Pretty much that table right there is where I get a lot of my co-writes right now. And then
Cool.
I got some other circles where, all across town and across, like I got a songwriting degree from Belmont. So all my friends there are songwriters or audio engineers or session players or whatever. So if you get a good idea, you can go, hey,
Is
help me
that
on
your
this.
your degrees in songwriting?
Yeah, songwriting, and then my minor's music business.
Okay, so I've never met a songwriting major. So what did Belmont teach you versus what did writing in rooms in Nashville teach you?
The tough thing for that answer is I'd never written a song before I applied to the program. So I didn't have any concept of writing songs until I was a major doing it. So, I think boots on the ground is always going to be, what teaches you the most. And the one thing that I brought that no one else had was like my freshman class going in was like I'd already been in and out of the military and had lived a lot of life and done a lot of stuff, good and bad, and had a lot more topics to write about. So that paired with knowing who you are, being a little older, not coming to town at 18, which there's nothing wrong with, but I showed up and nobody could push me around into something that I didn't want to do.
I love that answer, man. No, that's very cool. I think that's honestly the biggest thing is, writing songs is there is a formula. Don't get me wrong. There's a formula. Like as far as verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. Typically, 90% of the songs you play in the studio are that, right? Now, as far as going outside of that and going into different worlds and finding out who you are. I love what you said. Like, you knew who you were. You experienced life. You had stuff to write about. That's the biggest problem I have with, like, somebody that gets a songwriting major is, like, what, like, do you even know what to say?
That's what I found a lot with, like, getting, because you would have, like, assigned co-writes, which is, I think, is a unique perspective that I think a songwriting major would have, is they were forced into co-writes, even if they didn't want to. Which I did. I wanted to write meet anybody I could, but like the people I was meeting, like I showed up to college at 26 and I'm meeting kids that are like 17 and a half and they're like, can't even, fathom talking to a stranger really.
Yeah. And being in the military. What branch were you in, by the way?
The Navy.
Wow. Thank you for your service, man. I appreciate it. Everybody give it up for that. Come on. So, and you were in the Navy for 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years.
Okay. So, Where were you stationed at?
I ended up being in Virginia Beach most of the time.
Cool.
So that was pretty, like for someone from Carolina, that was pretty convenient.
Yeah, very cool, man. Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think you got a cool perspective, and I think you're in a good spot. I'm glad that you learned. Basically, I mean, you learned how to write songs, but you also were like forced to write with people, and that's what I tell everybody when you move to Nashville. Just write with everybody. Like, it's gonna be terrible.
Well, just learning to give up your ideal version of the song for the collaboration.
100%.
Like, because you have this like.
You got to be working as a team.
Well, who you are when you've written 10 songs is way different than who you are after you've written 300,
For
500.
sure.
You know what I mean? And getting rid of that early was good. And
sure.
then you build up that network. And like you said a couple shows ago about like everyone gets here and they try to write up the ladder. If you think about it like a ladder, and like everyone's like, oh, if I could just, how do I write with so-and-so? I'm like, nothing that I've ever done that's been meaningful has been from begging to get into a room.
No, they're
it's
not
always
gonna...
been making my network where it's at.
For sure.
And then we get better together.
Because that's your class. That table right there, that's your class.
Yeah, literally.
Right there.
Literally.
So what do you have to say, man?
Well, I mean, congratulations on being here and doing awesome things, and thank you for your service in the military. I mean, I again, it seems to be a theme with people on this stage tonight, Austin, myself included, of like shedding skin, trying new things, being open to things. So like,
yeah, life takes a while, so you can afford to do a lot.
Absolutely.
Till you can't.
I thought, yeah, till you can't. You were saying buy time. I was like, yeah, you could buy dirt, but you could also buy time. That was a great song. I was aching for it to be a little more heartstring pulley. Like, I feel like there's something left on the table, the way the hook lands. Like right now, and maybe I couldn't hear all of the words, but like, it's a song about you guys seeing the same boat that you grew up in and and that's the song. And I think is that like
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much I've written only a couple songs with my brother, and I
Sure.
wanted to do one that I wrote with him because he was here for the first night that I was here.
Right.
So I was like, I'm gonna get him, if I can get on the show, I'm gonna play a song we wrote together.
if there was a way to incorporate the part of the I've been in the same boat, like I've had a hard
Kinda
time
land the
like,
plane a little.
like you, or if there was a way for you to like compare someone having a hard time, go like if there's something in there that was left on the table with the same boat thing. There was some meat left on the bone.
I think instead of trying to say it, I think it's just like, hey, me and my brother, we're at a gas station, we saw this, and like we were in the same boat. That was us back in blah 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 blah. You know, it's not even like it's we were that kid. We were in the same boat. And it's just me and my bro, man. We
then all of
it
a
took
sudden
us
you're
back.
talking to your brother, and
Yeah,
there's a
I think
Yeah,
that's the
no, I
story.
like that perspective. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's
I think it's just a little bit of less telly, more showy, more. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But man, I get what you're saying. I agree with that. It didn't. I feel like when I talked to you about the story and the song, I was like, oh shit, that's really cool. I don't know if I got that from the song. By the way, I keep forgetting every artist that performed tonight. Here's a hat for you. Oh, that's a terrible toss. But we have all these Combs Ranch hats for you if you perform on the show. Please grab one. I completely forgot to give you guys these hats. But man, I thought it was a good song. I thought it was a good
appreciate
song. Anything else? I didn't mean to cut you off. But anything else?
2 thumbs up.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah. I thought it was cool. You got a great voice, man. I think you're in a good spot, and I'm gonna put it on rotation when it comes out. So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And it's good to get up here. It's great to finally get up here. This is
Yeah,
great.
it's nice to finally have you up here, man. Of course, I appreciate it. All right, two last questions for you before you leave, Dave. What's the most beautiful day of your life? What was the most beautiful day of Dave Cohen's life?
If my wife is listening, the day I married her, that was beautiful. Yeah, thank you. No, I think there was. I'm currently going through a beautiful short season. Found myself in a full circle. In the songwriting world, like I started playing sessions, and then I started writing songs. And you would assume that someone who's played on all these sessions should be able to parlay that into a songwriting career. Like, why should that not be the case? And it is true to a point, but there's still you can't just walk up to whatever artist you're with in the studio, like, hey, I'm your keyboard player for the day. Also, kind of writing these days. You want to write Morgan Wallen? I have been working on my craft and songwriting, and so I have been writing with the dudes from Old Dominion, and now I'm producing the record and producing there's a song on the record that I wrote with them. And so it's a very full circle moment to be able to be writing with an artist that I had played on their albums as a session player, and now to evolve the relationship, which is not something I take for granted.
That's incredible, man. I'm excited to hear it. Anything you can say without saying too much about what you're excited about from the record? Like,
it's a cool departure from where they've been, and we're at Matt Ramsey, the singer, has a lake house on Old Hickory Lake in Hendersonville, and we brought a recording studio to the house and cleared the house out, and so we're just chilling on the lake, recording an album at our leisure. And it's a luxurious, kind of cool scenario with those guys. So I'm
awesome.
grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it, man. And then I'd like to leave everybody with this question, my favorite question of the night. 2 truths and a lie. And it's not what you think. It's the 2 biggest truths and the biggest lie about Nashville. two truths you stand by and something that you have learned to be a lie.
A truth about Nashville is that it takes time to get acquainted and figure out how the town works and become accustomed to that. So the 10-year town thing, there is a lot of truth to that. Another truth is that I was told this, and it seems to be true, that the songwriters are the songwriters are the gatekeepers to Nashville. It was to me when I was a session player starting out. It was tough to call myself a session player one day and expect other musicians to kind of take a chance on me because it's their livelihoods on the line. If you hire, you have a demo session and Ilya hires a random keyboard player that's going, "Hey, I'm new in town, you should hire me," that's a tough sell. But my dear friend Stephen Lee Olson, who's a brilliant songwriter and has had a bunch of hits, we were buddies, and I was just his buddy that played keyboards, and he was the one that brought me into it. He had a recording session with Ilya, and he told Ilya, "Hey, my friend Dave's going to play keys on this session." And Ilya goes like, "Well, man, that's okay. It's your session." And that was my foot in the door. And it was a songwriter that did that. It wasn't networking with musicians, and it wasn't playing on Lower Broadway. It was my friend, the songwriter. So it's like you will rise with your peers, and trying to reach for the thing up there. It's like, take your time and have a good day.
Biggest lie. Biggest lie.
Biggest lie. That you have to have like hits to be happy. The same way, as sure as I am, like, listen, if you and I wanted to feel good, all of us, if we all wanted to feel really good right now, we could all do some heroin. And we could. We know it's not the way. We know there's some side effects and whatever. Just as sure as I know that right now doing heroin is not the best way to feel good, honestly, I know it as sure as that writing number one songs is not the thing that will fill your cup. I know so many incredibly successful, wealthy people that are not the happiest people. And so the goal for me in this season of my life, as I've sort of figured some stuff out, is like the goal is to have a good day, and the goal is to try and make life sustainable, and it's a marathon and it's not a sprint. And so the lie is that you have to be successful to win.
So true, man. This has been one of the deeper and more meaningful podcasts that we've ever had. I mean this. Like, thank you so much for just your conversation, your just all the wisdom that you shared with us tonight. I think, again, I'm going to leave us with this. Like, you've literally, would you say 64 billion? Like 64 billion streams you've been a part of. You've seen the highest highs. You've gotten awards. You've played with Morgan Wallen. You've played with you're not producing Old Dominion, like the list goes on. Like I could say all these things that you've done, but what you said tonight that really stuck with me is that you just want to have a good day and have the best, string together as many good days as you can. It has nothing to do with any of your success. It has everything to do with your heart and your mind and your soul. And
that will actually bring you success.
Yeah, of course.
And you'll be happy.
Of course, but I think it's so important for all of us that are chasing this crazy, stupid dream, man. It's like you gotta be happy and you gotta be fulfilled at the end of it, because it's a bottomless pit. If you're chasing money and fame and fortune, it will lead you to some really dark places. So thank you for sharing your truth with us. You're a light in this world, man. You really are. So
thank you.
Honored to have you. Been one of my favorite people in town, and look forward to having you back on. Everybody give it up for Dave Cohen. My name is Austin Burke. This is the Playlisted Podcast. Come on.